Here's another installment of the shit show Clown World episode 1567. Or is it 1566? I don't know, I've lost count. But before anything, I just want to say that none of this is meant to be taken as 100% accurate, or I'm not claiming to be Mr. fucking know-it-all in regards to what's going on in the world and in Mexico and in Afghanistan. So it's more of a what if multiverse type of scenario. I'm not claiming these as facts. I'm not claiming these to be fucking historically accurate or 100% truth in regards to a reliable news outlet or whatever the fuck. I don't watch the news for shit these days. I don't. But there's this thing just going on in my head, and I'm trying to make sense of it, and it doesn't make any sense. Like a lot of things in today's world, nothing makes fucking sense. But here it is. And if my ignorance supersedes my stupidity, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm open to any types of criticism. I really don't. I'll be okay. I'm not gonna drown in an imaginary pool of sweat and shit because someone insulted me on the internet. But so here it goes. How is it that American military, American forces, just America in general, right? How is it that America, and I'm not saying this is 100% accurate, I'm going to say it like 1,000 times, but anyway. This is a what if multiverse scenario. How is it that America can fly over the world, on the other side of the world, fill up planes with refugees from Afghanistan, and then fly halfway around the world, and they're here in the United States because they're saving them from the Taliban and whatnot? How is it you can fly halfway around the world? I live in South Texas, by the way. I could drive to Mexico in like half an hour. Maybe even less, if the traffic's not bad. How is it that America can fly halfway around the world, bring refugees from Afghanistan, then fly them halfway back around the world onto American soil because they're saving them from the Taliban? Because that's what America does. America's the world police, the world peace. America gives off the front and the facade that they just want equality and they love every single human being and race and Homo sapien equally. You know, that's the American spewage. You have to just say that all you've ever wanted in your entire life is equality for every human being to ever step foot on the planet. And we all know they mean that, right? We all know they mean that. Because they have people's best interests in their minds and in their heart. That's the American way. But anyway, again, what if multiverse, hypothetical speaking reality? How is it that America can fly halfway around the world, save people from Afghanistan, the refugees from Afghanistan, from the Taliban, and then bring them back onto American soil. And it's like, oh, well, they can just like stay here for now. It's the right thing to do. They're being attacked and killed by the Taliban, by the hundreds, by the thousands. We have to bring them to the United States of America. It's the right thing to do. It's the American way. Yet, in that same breath, you're tossing hundreds and thousands of children and single Mexican mothers back to Mexico as if they're rat-infested pieces of fucking shit void of any fucking humanity. So I try to wrap my head around this and the logic and the whatever the fuck of it all, and it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Doesn't make any fucking goddamn sense. You can bring refugees from Afghanistan onto American soil because the Taliban are Satan incarnate and they're just killing and blowing people up for no fucking reason, or whatever reason they have, and they think that's a reason to do something so fucking heinous and inhumane. But anyway, so you can bring refugees from Afghanistan onto American soil, and in the same breath, you're tossing kids in cages and single mothers in cages back across the border and just flinging them into fucking Mexico as if they're inhumane, disease-infested fucking rats. I don't... What makes them more special than them? Why is one side special but the other side is Satan incarnate and they just have to fucking go back to where the fuck they came from? Doesn't... Oh, but it's because, you see, a country like Afghanistan and a country like Mexico, you see, it's complicated. Obviously, you're just a fucking bigoted American, but you don't know that it's complicated. It's complicated. Yeah, I guess it is pretty complicated, right? That you have U.S. troops for over 20 years in Afghanistan guarding poppy fields for opium and heroin. You send American troops to guard poppy fields and in return get vast amounts of fucking opium or heroin and all these pharmaceutical drugs. And you have millions and millions of Americans hooked on these drugs in the 21st century. Thousands and millions of Americans hooked on opium. And for over 20 years, we had troops on the other side of the planet with boots on the ground and rifles in their hands, guarding these fields to produce vast amounts of opium. And then you fast forward 20 years later, and there's millions and millions of Americans hooked on opium. Wow. I guess it is pretty fucking complicated. Yeah. It's pretty fucking complicated. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty fucking complicated.